Hello everybody, it's foofootoo here, and today we're going to be doing an experiment. We're going to be looking at the mythical Pokemon Marshadow, which has only recently been released in the UK. Very cool Pokemon. It's got a unique ghost fighting typing, which is fantastic offensive typing. Unfortunately, Marshadow has the stats to go with that. It's super fast, has very strong attack stat, and some really high power moves to make the most of it. It's got the Technician ability, which boosts its Shadow Sneak a bit more, which is fantastic. And also it has the move Spectral Thief, which we will be looking at today. So today what I'm going to be doing is, first of all, just showing how Spectral Thief works, and then I will show you what happens with the Contrary ability, which is a cool ability. You guys are probably aware of what Contrary does, but if not, what it does is it means that any stat boosts you'd have are turned into stat drops, and any stat drops are turned into stat boosts, but I'm not sure how it will work with the Spectral Thief. So anyway, first of all, I'm just going to get my skill swap Swoobat with the Contrary ability, so I can pass it on in a second. I'm going to go for a bulk up with my Marshadow, because I want to see if Spectral Thief works like Psych Up, or whether it works by kind of boosting the stats on top of stats you already have. So Psych Up copies the opponent's stats, whereas Spectral Thief may not copy, it may well steal, which is I think the terms that it uses. So you can see at the moment my Marshadow is at +1 attack and defense, my Pawniard's at +2 attack. If Spectral Thief is like Psych Up, my Marshadow would end the turn with +2 attack, rather than anything else. Basically, it would just copy and lose the stat boost it already has. But if it does, it might do something different. So let's try that. Let's go for the Spectral Thief on my Pawniard, and I'll just go for a Tailwind with my Swoobat for now. We'll go for another Swords Dance here with my Pawniard, and I'll just go for another Rest with Malamar. It's not doing anything just yet, but it will come into play again in a second. So Swoobat's just using Tailwind. It doesn't really do much because they're already faster. We're going to go for the Spectral Thief, and we're going to take those, we steal the stat boost. So what I imagine that means is that Pawniard now is back to neutral. That was probably... that did a lot of damage. That did so much damage. Okay, I don't think my Pawniard will be able to take another one. But anyway, what we're looking at there, so yeah, let's just check my Marshadow's attack stat. It's +3, so it's basically stolen the +2, and now my Pawniard, which has just set up another Swords Dance, it only has one Swords Dance in effect, so it's only +2. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go for another Spectral Thief, but I'm going to give my Marshadow Contrary before it goes for that, before it goes for the Spectral Thief, to see how that works with stealing the boosts. I'm going to go for another Swords Dance with my Pawniard, and now I'm actually going to go for a Topsy Turvy on my Pawniard, and that will swap its Swords Dance boost into a drop, because that's how Topsy Turvy works. We're doing all sorts of weird swapping and switching around with stats here. So anyway, we're going to steal the stat boost from last turn, and Marshadow's attack will harshly fall before going for this attack. So let's see. Oh, it just hangs on. Thank you, Pawniard. That's what I needed to see. Okay, Pawniard, you are a champion. Well done for surviving. It is a Violite, so that's why. Anyway, so you saw that my Marshadow got a stat drop just then, which means that it's probably at +1 attack right now. So let's have a look. Yeah, it's at +1 attack because it got +2, and then it lost 2 because of its Contrary ability. So now what's going to happen is, let's just see. So yeah, my Pawniard is at -2 attack. So what I'm going to do now is see if I can get stat boosts from the opponent's stat drops with Spectral Thief, or whether Spectral Thief will just completely ignore the opponent's stat drops, despite it now being able to give Marshadow boosts because it's got the Contrary ability. Sorry if that's a bit complicated, but we will see. So I'm just going to Spectral Thief right here, and I'm going to go for another Tailwind because there's nothing else to be doing, and I guess I can just go for a Swords Dance with Pawniard. It doesn't really need to do much else, and yeah, it doesn't really matter right now, so let's do this. This is the last test that I'm going to do, so let's see if we do steal any boosts from... We don't steal any boosts from Pawnyard, despite the fact that it has stat drops, which would actually be stat boosts for my Marshadow. So that's really interesting. That's really cool to see how that works. So Spectral Thief will always ignore the opponent's stat drops. It only takes their stat boosts, and those stat boosts are then given to Marshadow, but with the effect of any ability it might have. So I imagine if it has Simple and it tries to steal boosts, those boosts will be doubled, which is something that I could have tried here because my Swoobat was actually a simple Swoobat. But anyway, that's going to be all for today. I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope you learned something. Spectral Thief, very, very cool move. It does a lot of damage, and it steals the boost, which is really good, but you don't want to contrary Marshadow because it's completely pointless. You'll only ever get stat boosts. Simple is a much better ability for it. So yeah, that's going to be all for today. Let me know what you think of Marshadow, whether you think it's good or not. It is pretty good. I think it's pretty cool as well. But thank you very much for watching. I've been foofootoo, you've been awesome, and hopefully see you next time. Goodbye.